The strongest man is not the one who wins. The strongest man is not the one who stands over his opponent screaming in triumph. History is full of conquerors who burned down cities and then died alone, terrified of the silence. True power is not just the ability to destroy. It is the ability to walk through a swamp of corruption and reach the other side without a speck of mud on your soul. Most men do not understand this. They think victory justifies everything. They lie to get ahead. They humiliate others to feel tall. They trade their honor for a moment of applause. But deep down, they know the truth. When they look in the mirror, they see a fraud. You have felt this. You have won an argument but felt dirty afterward because you used a cheap insult. You have gained an advantage by hiding the full truth, and the weight of that secret made the reward taste like ash. This is the paradox of modern success. We are taught to be sharks, to be ruthless, to treat life as a zero-sum game. But the warrior knows that a victory bought with your integrity is actually a defeat. It weakens your spirit. It makes you fragile because you are always looking over your shoulder, waiting to be exposed. You are trapped between two false choices. On one side, you see the weak. These are the men who are harmless, passive, and easily exploited. They call themselves nice, but they are only nice because they lack the teeth to be anything else. On the other side, you see the tyrants. These are the men who confuse cruelty with strength. They run over others to prove they exist. You do not want to be the doormat, but you do not want to be the monster. You are looking for a third path. You are looking for the way of the warrior saint. This is an ancient archetype found in the deep history of the East. It is the concept of the Sant-Sipahi, the saint soldier. Imagine a man who carries a sword, but possesses the heart of a monk. He sits in meditation, fully connected to a higher purpose, calm and detached from his own ego. But within arm's reach lies his weapon, sharpened and ready. He is not peaceful because he is afraid of violence. He is peaceful because he is capable of great violence. But he keeps it under absolute control. He does not seek conflict, but he does not run from duty. This balance is the hardest thing a man can achieve. It is easy to be a thug. It requires no discipline to let your anger run wild. It is also easy to be a coward. It requires no effort to hide from the world. But to be dangerous and kind at the same time requires a spine of steel. It requires a code that is etched into your bones. The warrior saint understands that his hands must be ready to protect, but they must also remain clean. He fights not for glory, but for what is right. And because he seeks no glory, he has no fear of death. The lesson here is about the relationship between strength and ethics. Strength without ethics is just ego. It is a fire that burns down its own house. When you remove your moral compass to get ahead, you become a slave to your own appetites. You become reactive. Anyone can bait you. Anyone can buy you. On the other hand, compassion without boundaries is merely weakness disguised as virtue. If you cannot say no, your yes means nothing. If you cannot defend your ground, your kindness is just submission. True discipline kills narcissism. The warrior saint serves something higher than himself. This service is what keeps him grounded. When you serve a code, or a family, or a community, you are no longer the center of the universe. Your petty grievances dissolve. You stop worrying about whether people like you, and you start worrying about whether you are doing your duty. This shift in perspective makes you unshakable. A man who fights for himself can be bribed. A man who fights for a code cannot be bought, because his currency is not of this world. You must build this duality into your daily life. It is not enough to read about it. You must construct a protocol that forces you to be both hard and clean. We will call this the protocol of the clean hand. The first step is the rule of engagement. From this day forward, you commit to the clean hands rule. You will never win by lying. You will never win by spreading rumors. You will never win by hitting a man when he is down. These are the weapons of the weak. When you are in a conflict, you stick to the facts. You state your case with precision. If you cannot win fairly, you accept the loss and learn from it. A loss with dignity is worth more than a victory with shame. By refusing to use cheap tactics, you build a reputation that is ironclad. Even your enemies will have to respect you. The second step is the discipline of silent service. The ego loves to broadcast its good deeds. It wants a receipt for every act of kindness. You must kill this impulse. Once a week, you will do something to help another person, and you will tell absolutely no one. You will not post it. You will not mention it to your wife. You will not drop hints. You will fix a problem, lift a burden, or give support, and then you will vanish. This secret action trains your soul. It proves to you that you are good, not for the applause, but because it is who you are. It builds a quiet confidence that screams louder than any shout. The third step is the construction of the boundary. You need a script for saying no. The warrior saint does not make excuses. He does not apologize for protecting his time or his values. When someone asks you for something that violates your code or drains your purpose, you deny them politely, but finally. You do not offer a 5-minute explanation. You simply say, "I cannot do that." You look them in the eye. You do not waver. You are not asking for permission to refuse. You are informing them of the reality. This is the velvet wall. It is soft to the touch, but it does not move. The fourth step is the training of fear. Courage is not a feeling, it is a muscle. You must tear it to make it grow. Once a week, you must deliberately choose one thing that scares you. It could be a difficult phone call you have been avoiding. It could be an honest conversation with a friend about their behavior. It could be admitting a mistake to your boss. You find the thing that makes your stomach turn, and you walk directly into it. You do not wait for the fear to go away. You bring the fear with you. By doing this repeatedly, you desensitize yourself to the anxiety of confrontation. You learn that the anticipation is always worse than the event. There is a myth that you must destroy to be this way. You have been told that to be a warrior, you must be cold. You think you must shut off your heart to be tough. This is false. A heart that is closed is brittle. It shatters under pressure. The warrior saint has an open heart, but it is protected by a ribcage of iron. He feels everything. He feels the pain of the world. He feels love for his people, but he does not let those feelings dictate his actions. He rules his emotions. They do not rule him. People think that discipline limits your freedom. They think that following a code makes you a robot. The reality is the opposite. The man without a code is a leaf in the wind. He is blown around by every urge, every trend, every provocation. He is a slave to his environment. The man with a code is free. He knows exactly who he is. He knows exactly what he will do in any situation. He does not have to waste energy deciding whether to be honest or not. The decision was made years ago. He is free to focus his power because he is not distracted by moral confusion. When you adopt this way of life, you become a dangerous sanctuary. People will be drawn to you, but they will not know why. They will feel safe around you because they know you are not a predator. They know you will not manipulate them. But at the same time, they will respect you because they know you cannot be controlled. They will sense the steel beneath the skin. You become the man in the room who does not need to raise his voice to be heard. Your presence alone establishes order. This path is not for everyone. It is easier to be a wolf or a sheep. It is easier to devour or to be devoured. To be the shepherd who carries a staff and a sling requires constant vigilance. It requires you to watch your own darkness as closely as you watch the horizon. You will fail. You will slip. You will want to take the easy way out. But you will catch yourself. You will remember the image of the sword and the meditation. You will remember that your worth is not in what you take, but in what you can hold without crushing. The world is full of noisy, weak men trying to look strong. It is full of clever men trying to look wise. Be the other thing. Be the man who wins with clean hands. Be the man who can be gentle because he is dangerous, and dangerous because he is disciplined. The only question is, will you continue to seek cheap victories that rot your soul? Or will you accept the heavy burden of true honor? Will you bleed slowly every day from 1,000 compromises? Or will you stand once, fully upright, and cut away the weakness that binds you? The sword is in your hand. The choice is yours.